Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, definitely come check us out. We definitely love to have you. And that community was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and that 7-figure level. So if that's you, definitely come check us out. So my name is Excess Justin, and today I want to introduce you to another one of the members of our community, Barbara. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
It's great having you. Okay, so Barbara, tell myself and the rest of the community, what is it that you do?
So I am a mindset and personal development coach. That's what I do. I've been certified by Proctor and Great Institute. So if any of you know Proctor, I'm closely working with him. He's an expert in human behavior and human potential, personal development, and all of these stuff. So and that's what I've been learning. I've been coached by him first, and now I'm working alongside with him. I'm using his blueprint that has been time tested and scientifically proven for 60 years. And I'm just loving it. I've been taking it first myself and I've seen huge results, and therefore I decided to get certified and to offer that to people I'm working with. And I'm literally so grateful that I crossed my paths with him and I can be doing this. So this is very much in a nutshell. I work independently though, but still using his blueprint into my coaching and implementing it with some other things as well.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So what's your backstory? So before you got into doing this, what did you do before?
Yeah, so actually my educational background is in health and nutrition. So I've been doing a lot of like health coaching and stuff like this. Then I actually also did some traditional Chinese traditional medicine, Ayurveda. I've also been educated in fine dining or like cuisine, and I was working as a chef in fine dining restaurant back in Denmark for some period of time. So it was very much around food and health and healthy lifestyle. And then I discovered this thing about mindset, and then I really saw the connection, and even people even when I was helping people with, let's say, developing the healthier habits or losing weight, I just realized that it all starts really with mindset. Like some shift needs to happen there. So that's why I fell in love with personal development. I was doing it myself for about 7-8 years back, but just for my own personal use or for my own personal growth. But then I just said, like, this really feels like what I want to be doing mainly. So then I switched more from mindset and personal development coaching rather than just purely health and nutrition.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Mm-hmm. And you now ultimately specialize in the mindset side of things, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. So the question now becomes, and that's with the clients, the individuals you work with, do you find that most of the issues they face is with mindset?
Yeah, I definitely think that there are certain things that once we are aware of, that is blocking us or holding us back, that's really what makes the difference. So we really dive into our subconscious mind and really understanding the difference between conscious and subconscious mind. We are really working on reprogramming the mind, reprogramming the thinking, because thoughts are something that are creating the results that we see. So we always look at the results, and the results always tell us like where our mind is set. So whatever, like people who are not happy with their results in their life, doesn't matter it's professionally or personally, career-wise, finances-wise, relationship-wise, health-wise, all our results are just a direct reflection of the thoughts we've been internalizing until this point of the time. So everything is happening inside out. So that's where we of course, the process is much deeper. We're diving deep into the limiting beliefs that we've been developing for years. We might not even develop them ourselves. They might even be passed on us through generations, through society, culture, the environment, the people we meet with. So we are not a lot of times realizing that that's something that's holding us back. It's not really us, but once we unblock those, and once we really understand, okay, this is not set in stone, like I can change this is just a limiting belief that has been passed on me, but it's not ultimate truth. And once we work with that and like unblocking that, then we're really going through for the awakening, I would say. It's really about raising the awareness and building that understanding how things work in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what about yourself? Did you have any limiting beliefs that you overcame? Did you have any?
Definitely. I would say about money, for example, I would always used to think, okay, like when I want to be successful, I need to work super hard, or, this kind of common limiting beliefs. Money doesn't grow on trees, and you need to, like, people who have money are bad people, they're evil and stuff like this. I think that was a huge part. Like, I think it's from the mentality when I was growing up as well. But it's really not like that. So with the clients, I also work a lot on money mindset. So we're touching upon that a lot because it is kind of an issue. It happens quite often. So people really want to, it's like having a relationship, so the same relationship we have with other people, we also have some kind of relationship with money from one way or another. And once we really understand that, like once we understand that those beliefs are not ultimate truth, because money really is infinite source, we just need to know how to let it flow to ourselves, and how to unblock, and how to put the mindset regarding that topic. So if we are, for example, if we are acting from the mindset of scarcity and limitation, that's of course what we are attracting. So the other thing we do, we also work a lot with universal laws. As we have a law of gravitation, for example, and we are not doubting that there are a lot of universal laws that are governing everything around us, because we are part of the universe, right? So we just haven't been taught them in school. And one of them is law of vibration, law of attraction. So I think law of attraction is much more commercialized nowadays, but really what it is about, like, the primary law is law of vibration. So the frequency we vibrate at, so the mindset, because all vibration starts with the thought, what we vibrate at, that we're sending out, and then we are attracting back. So if we are constantly operating from the mindset of scarcity and like being in depth and not having enough, and like it being like acting from the place of need, that's exactly what we are sending out, and that's exactly the response we are all the time. Like, doesn't really matter what area we would touch upon, like it all starts with a thought. Thoughts are very powerful, so that's why we need to make it clear there, and we need to make this like mental inventory, I call it. And a lot of times when we have a certain issue with a client, then we just go back, okay, what are your thoughts about this issue? Because when someone is having really bad results, and we are trying to go in, because everything is coming from inside out again. So we need to change something in our mind, if that makes sense.
Right, makes sense, makes total sense. What about you with your, are there any specific types of clients you work with?
It's very diverse, to be honest. I work with entrepreneurs. I work with people who are not entrepreneurs, with women, with men. I think majority of women, to be honest, creative individuals, but literally anyone who is looking for increasing the results. I'm also working with multi-level marketing company. So they working on this together, because as we even in a team or in a corporation or community, whatever it is, the community or the team is only as strong as its weakest part, right? So we really want to make sure that everyone is adopting the great mindset, because every person individually adds to the collective. So I also work with companies, so it's a little bit different approach, but still the same like principle. However, is more like about the compound power and Yeah, so I would put it like this. It's not, nothing is like, it's not that it would be very clear, like very, very specific type of people. It's very diverse, and I'm very happy for it as well, because it also gives me a lot of insights, and I learn a lot along the way.
Mhm. Okay, good. So what about, I know you mentioned the universal principle, universal laws. I know you mentioned the law of attraction, law of vibration. So what are a few more? Are there any others? What are the few more of them?
Yeah, there are law of rhythm, law of polarity, law of cause and effect, law of compensation. So law of receiving, law of thinking. There's a lot of them that are affecting us. Actually, they are always, universe really is here to support us. That's something we need to realize and understand. And either we go against, like either we are abusing these laws and we are working against them, so we're using them to our disadvantage, or once we really put the effort and really understand, and that we can really, this is something when we don't need to work that hard, because we are just like aligning with that, and we are incorporating this one into the mindset coaching. So there are also other things, but this is a huge thing, not doing certain things, but doing things in a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so powerful as well too with the laws, because it's almost like when you think about nature, trees, birds, every single thing out there, like there's, for them, there's no limitations. Like a tree won't just say, well, I'll only get this big, but my parents told me that trees don't get this big, or they put this limits and belief or something on me, so I'm not going to live up to my full potential. Like for trees,
Right.
it's like they just do it, and we're like the only individuals in nature who kind of put these limits on ourselves, not realizing that there's
Right.
certain laws that if we just abide by them, things just work, right?
Exactly. You just said it beautifully. Yes, it's so true. And as we've been talking about money a little bit before, I always say, and I use the analogy like, or money or abundance itself. Like abundance doesn't need to be only financial, of course. There's other aspects to abundance in general. But when we look into the nature is abundant. Like there is no competition. Like there is just everything is flourishing. Every single tree, every bush, every plant, every flower is just growing and flourishing. It's and that's the same really with anything and with us as well. So when someone has really troubles to understand that money is an infinite supply, and we just need to know and learn how to connect to that source. I like these exercises in nature. Just go to the nature, like walk around, like through the forest, and imagine like every single leaf, I don't know, it's a banknote or a coin or something. And it's really all about, because those limiting beliefs we've been having, they've been there for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, some people 60, 70 years. So it really takes some time to transcribe those limiting beliefs. And this is the thing, this is what is very unique about this program, like the whole way how it's set, like particularly what I'm doing, it's half a year program, and it's set like that because it's really holistically made. It's 12 lessons layer on the layer, and it guarantees this permanent behavioral change, the permanent transformation. That's all what we want. Like it's not about quick fixes. That's why it takes longer, because when we have something so deeply in our subconscious, we need to do it consistently and with enough of repetition. So that's why when we have the best results is when to do it on a long-term basis every single day, and we and then we can really change something on a subconscious level, because we might do something 1 week and then we slip, then we drift back to what we've been doing, and that's not really, we're not really kind of like going after the root or the cause of it. We're just trying to heal whatever it's on outside. So this is very unique, it going so much deep, understanding the mind, understanding those limiting beliefs, how they work, how they affect us, how they've been developed. Then we can really change on that inner level, and then everything changes with it.
Yeah. Okay, good. So the core of how you work with your clients, is most of the work, do you teach your clients like external techniques, or is it mostly through the mindset stuff?
Yes, so we do have some like how should I call it, like technique or methods, or we're applying certain things like journaling or affirmations or gratitude and stuff like this. But it's really about the work for themselves. So they're going through the work, they're really getting to know themselves. They have some written exercises, they have videos, they have all the resources they need. And then we meet once a week, and I'm there to guide them, to show them. But it's really about them, because it's inside of them. We all have answers inside of us already. Like, we just need to pull them out, ask the right questions, and that's where I am stepping in and like guiding them, holding them accountable. A huge thing when it comes to coaching, in my opinion. Accountability is like success insurance policy, because once I'm there, once those people know I will support them, I will put them on the higher vibration, that they are less likely to slip back and to get back to the rabbit hole and just be negative there, and getting back to their old habits. Because it is a process. Like, even developing a mindset, again, it's not about being positive all the time. I mean, when everything is going good, everyone is having a positive mindset, but it's about developing the mental toughness, that mental stamina, like really to not let outside circumstances, even the things that are falling apart, even everything is going bad, exactly then we need to maintain an internal state and that internal mindset, and not let it affect us.
Yeah, powerful stuff. That's awesome. And that's actually something I teach my clients as well too, because I realize that when we approach life business, it's always like there's two sides to it, right? So there's almost like, what are your state? What states do you kind of live in? Are you someone who is pessimistic? Are you someone who's skeptical? Are you someone who's more optimistic? And are you someone who's more like driven, and you can make things happen? And it's like, when the whole life in its sense, is a lot of it, what happens, especially outside of us, is stuff that we just can't control. But the only core thing is that state, right? That emotional state, like, how are you gonna respond to this thing? So I believe it's so powerful to just come from a frame of, doesn't matter what's happening out there, you believe in yourself enough. You come from a frame enough to know that, hey, that's not going to affect me internally, right? And I believe that that's kind of like a core of the journey you take your clients on as well too.
Definitely. I love that. It's so true, because, we really are the creators of our life. Like, we are the highest of creation, as we know from science and theology until this point of the time. And we literally, what we can imagine, this is where we come back to imagination, which we work also very much with along. What do we actually hold in our hands? Like, when you think about it, all this, like this computer that is recording me, or the sound system, or this table, or this chair, everything was first in someone's imagination. This is really what we see is just a copy, right? Like, if Steve Jobs was was developing or creating iPhone or Apple, like, everything was first in his mind, Edison with a light bulb. And this is what we really need to realize. We have such a huge higher mental faculties that are like mental muscles, and that we're also touching upon in the coaching, which is a huge part. And one of them is imagination. And what we can imagine, we can really, really hold in our hands. Like, we can really make it happen. Like, it's such a powerful tool, or such a marvelous thing to be able to imagining. And if we do it in the right way, like when we put the right focus and right mindset into it, like, it can be such a huge help while achieving the results or the goals or whatever we're going after. Mm-hmm. So definitely, no outside circumstances should mess up with our mind, because once we are having this in mind, like, our potential is infinite. We are the creator. Doesn't matter that someone else is not doing well and is doing the same thing, or not even our past experiences, because a lot of time people let their past experiences to define who they are or where they can go. because they just rely on those past like results. Like, for example, in the school, when you get the bad grade, or at least for me, it was like that, teachers would say, oh, but if you have a bad grade, you will never get to the good school, you will never get a good job, you will never get successful, and then the child is growing up, okay, in order to actually have a good school, have a good education, have a good job, have a good money, I always need to have a good grades. And it's not necessarily true, but this is what has been put in our heads from a very early age, especially when we are very young. Our subconscious is wide open, of course, after as well. But this is something we need to realize, that a lot of people led there because they failed, let's say, that they would think, okay, I will never be successful, I will never be able to do that or to achieve this or that. And that's not true. And that's one of the limiting beliefs we're working on as well. So we're really going back there, like when it happened, like either childhood or like what kind of situations, what kind of events made us believe that, and then we're changing that inner belief.
Mm-hmm. Awesome stuff. I love it. Now, if someone wanted to learn more about you, what it is that you do, what's the best way for them to be able to connect and reach out?
I think they can go to my webpage. It's called barbarastories.com. Then it's like a lot of information about coaching as well. Or also on the Facebook, I have the group Mindset Powerhouse. It's a private group when I share a lot of trainings and a lot of powerful stuff. Or Instagram at Barbara Stories as well. I don't know if you can put it then somewhere so people would see it, but or through LinkedIn, my name, which would be better when you put it as well. You can find me there. So basically, I'm quite spread on social media. That's how I work. Everything is online. So yeah, pick the platform. One of those. I will definitely reply, or if I see it. So you're very welcome if there's any interest, or if you would like to know more information.
Awesome, love it. And guys, if you're watching this interview on the live or the replay, the links that Barbara just shared with us here today, they will be either above or below the video. So you can click and get connected right to her. So Barbara, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to be here and telling myself and the rest of the community what it is that you do. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
No, I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was really nice, and I am so glad that people came to know more about this, and maybe it planted some seeds in someone's mind. So I just want to say that there's never too late or too early to start with personal growth and like working on your mindset. Whatever there is you would like to change, the change really needs to happen within first. And yeah, if you would need any help, just reach out. More than happy to help if I can. I think that's what I would say.
Awesome, love it. Well, hey, thank you again, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you so much. Same to you. Bye-bye.